Good afternoon. There's an abundance of light now. I thought I'd let you see this one. This is an in-betweener. The last one that was there, it's went away. And I had some extra slats that really weren't good enough to put in the last one. But I wanted to make up use them up, because it's too good not to. But I was stuck for ends. This one will be finished this week, hopefully. The next one's coming in. John's bringing it over, but he's supplying his own slats for it. He's got oak slats he wants fitted to these irons. So, but yes, so what I had knocking around was one of these old chairs, stacking chairs. Really old one with a shaped plywood on it and whatnot. And I was looking for something to give me ends, and I like these ones. I don't like the modern ones because the tube tends to be parallel. Now this has got nice tapers to it. There's a little bit of thought and work in it all, so I do enjoy that kind of thing. But there's a bit of, you can see there's a bit of effort being put into the thought behind it. Nowadays it's just it's as cheap and easy as you can make them. But anyway, cut it through the middle and figured out how to put the timber on and the rail for the back. These are not finished yet as such. I've made up a bit of metal work for in there, a bit of slightly scrolled metal work that will fit in, and that'll be that. So it's a nice patio bench or a balcony bench or something like that. It's only 4 feet long. The last one that was there, I extended it. I wanted a bit more length on it, 4'6", the last one. And the next one is coming, I think it's even longer, but I think once you go so far with them, you've got to, usually got a centre iron comes with them. Once they go beyond 5.5 feet, they need a centre iron. It doesn't obviously have the handrail situation. No, the handrail, the armrest, sorry, situation. And so that's it. So I think thought I'd let you see it. More pokers. Well, I said I wasn't going to make any more, but the chap brought me a bit of antler there the other week there, and the same chap that is bringing the Victorian bench, he brought me a bit of antler, and so yes, so we ended up making some pokers up. As you can see, I've got plenty light right now, tons of light. Probably, I don't know how I'm going to look at it. Super lit this is. Got on the seat. But yeah, so I thought I'd let you see it. A lot of snow out here. About 6 inches of snow there last night. Well, between last night and this morning. So I'm busy clearing that away this morning, which I thoroughly enjoyed actually. It takes you back to when I used to enjoy that stuff. Used to enjoy sledging in particular, when the children were young. Oh, yeah, we loved sledging. Where we lived in the hills, we had quite a large hill right at the back of where we lived at the time, and we would go sledging there every winter. As soon as we got enough snow on the deck and the right kind of snow and packed up, and every year I would, as the family got bigger, we had separate kind of things, but anyway, I was always one for building a family sledge, and that was the dog included. There's one year I didn't make one, and some of the speeds we used to get up to coming down were phenomenal, like, you know. But a good alternative to it, dangerous though it may be, and I'd be loath to probably do it nowadays, would be the big Formica tables turned upside down, obviously, so on the top bit. And I would hang off the legs at the back, and the family would ball on there, like, you know, and away we'd set. And getting up the top of the bloody hill was always a problem. Nobody wants to pull that back up, but these plastic things are brilliant now. And it's been a few years since I was on one, and it was a plastic one I was on. Two of my grandsons at the time, they were at an age where they were at that, and they'd got plastic sledges that year, and we went away, and it was thoroughly enjoyed it, like, you know. But now I get down now, I can't get bloody. I can go on a sledge, I suppose, like, you know. But they were good times, the sledging in particular. And what makes a really great sledge is these slalom canoes. Oh, fantastic speed you can get with them. You'd kill yourself, of course. I mean, this is it, but good fun, good fun. We had some scrapes and things, and there was one year in particular I had to, the sun was on the front. I always remember that year. I had to knock him back into life by the time we got to the bottom of the hill. I had forgotten about the spray getting shot up from the front of the sledge, and was going that bloody hard. And by the time I got to the bottom of the hill, I wasn't breathing well. He couldn't really breathe, so I had to give my bit of a knock about, like, you know, and bring him back. So it just shows you, you know, but they all enjoyed it. And my youngest daughter, Keller, she still enjoys. She still enjoys. She takes her children sledging. In fact, she was out last night with them. She loves the snow. I mean, oh dear, dear. Obviously, I have to work in it. When you're working on this stuff, it's a different ballgame altogether. Okay? But so that was that. But as we speak right now, but we've got this light up here now. I'm not going through the story of the lights, but we've now got all the lights working. But more by good luck than anything else. And this one hanging here is a travelling one that is hanging there, and I'll be able to move it around if I need more light. Here, there, so it's working all right. But I thought I'd let you see this, the little bench. It's very nice. It's worked out really nice. But it's got a lovely form to it that gives you very, very nice. You've got to obviously plan it out a little bit. When I was making the last one, obviously, this was running through my head at the same time. Or putting the last one together, sorry, it was running through my head to do something like this. Use up the slats that didn't really come up to. They're still good slats, but they weren't the best off. I picked always, if you're machining stuff or buying stuff, always get that bit more. Because there'll always be one or two that are just not right. So it's nice to have a little bit extra. And these ones, I'm just about to do a little bit of work on them and get them ready for staining and varnishing. And that's it, but it's worked out quite nice. I thoroughly enjoy it. I thoroughly like it altogether. Right. Yes, so there you are. Right. And the pokers. There you are. They brought me a chunky antler the other night, and so I ended up. I don't have steelwork left to make half a dozen of them, so that's that. The bases for them, I only got 4 bases. The bases are elm, and put a brass plate on, bored the hole and a stopper in and that kind of thing, a bit of felt on the bottom and whatnot. These are, I turned these many years ago green, and I remember it. I was like, cut these bits off. They were actually full. I cut them in half, cut that off it and whatnot, and they were to adorn the top of a sign. There were 2 finials. Well, I turned 4 of them at that time, and many years later I was taking the signs away because they were getting replaced by something else, and I kept these. And I remember, I'll never forget the turning of them that night, and as I said, we turned them green, and it was big elm, big chunks of elm, taking the corners off and put it up in the lathe and whatnot. And there were 2 of the lads that worked in the place at the time, heavy, quite big heavy lads. And they were hanging on to the lace that night because the weight in it was attached to a formwork, but it was a movable thing. I didn't have it on a proper bench. It was so you could get round about it and that. And I always remember the two of them hanging on to it that night as I was turning it, and there was water and stuff going everywhere. They were covered in it, and I was covered in it. But we got them turned, and so they're still there yet. They're going on to another bit of life and they're moving on, like, you know. So it's amazing the things that come back to you, come definitely. But that's what we've been up to. That's it. So I hope all's well. Busy working on this stuff right now. This, believe it or not, is old metalwork. Very few people will recognise what these things are off it. But it's off a session mill. I came across one being burnt out many years ago. Not burnt out, but just done away with. It's all finished with. Combine harvesters now do what threshing mills used to do. Before the combines, of course, it was all cut, scooped up, brought in, built into stacks. And then the threshing mill would move around about all the different farms and would thresh it, take the grain off and that kind of thing. But long time ago. When I was a young boy, I can just remember the threshing mills at the Boghead Farm. I can still remember that. So I'm busy revamping. And bolts, blacksmith bolts. Oh, time. Gee, you can't get bolts like that. I'm going to have to put a bit of heat on the nut. Going to have to put some heat on the nut to expand it a little bit to get it off. We've done everything else to it, so but we'll get them. So there's quite a bit of that stuff. So I've got that to refurb and sort out. But I'll let you see these are. I don't really know what these are for. They were on the bottom of a box of stuff that I got. But you can tell that they've been slotted. So much the same shape as so from the same time period, probably. And in the days when you used to get the big wooden screwdrivers, you still see people selling them yet on Marketplace in Gumtree, and just put them on the wall nowadays. Huge bloody things. I can remember them myself, big screwdrivers. I don't like to bloody turn them. So anyway, bell has rung, and the snow's back on, so probably have the path to clear again before we call it a day, I would imagine. Save it from building up and whatnot. Been quite nice about Christmas time, but the air's been good. I've noticed that this morning. It was thoroughly enjoyable. The sun was out. It was nice. Anyway, bell's rung, so I better go. There's a wee idea for you. Catch you again. Bye.